my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name's Maya, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have not been very here lately on this channel, in this world, book world in general, and that is because I have been in about a year-long reading slump. So that's been fun, so fun, but we are going to be trying to get out of it in this video. I'm going to be giving you guys some of my tips and tricks, I guess, that I have. Most people probably know these tips and tricks, not gonna lie, but I'm gonna give you guys my tips and tricks, and then also I'm gonna try them out and hope that it gets me out of my reading slump. If you guys can tell, I am sick currently at this moment. I had some virus and now I have bronchitis, so I can't breathe very well. I have asthma, and so it sets it off every time I get sick, so that's what's going on, but I'm okay. So we're going to be, over this next week, hopefully this next like 5-ish days, trying to get out of a reading slump. Our goal is to read 3 books. I have 3 books in mind that we're gonna read. They all fit into different categories of my ideas of how to get out of the said reading slump. I am on a beanbag chair in this corner. It is slowly but surely dipping. I need to get a chair for this corner still, but chairs are expensive if you guys didn't know that. So first up, our first little tip for you guys is going to be reading a reread. So reread, basically reading something that you know you've already loved in the past, you know it was a good book, you know it kept your attention in the first place, getting back into that comfortable environment. I have to cough, give me a second. Okay, just getting into that, you know, the comfort of what you know and love can always help. So we have 2 book options. We had 3. I can't find the third one. I know I have it somewhere in this house, but the third one was better than the movies, but I'm not gonna do that one because I just finished reading a different Lynn Painter book, and I just don't think that's good for me right now to just keep on one thing like that. I don't know, I just didn't want to read that. But actually I have a different Lynn Painter book in this category. I like Lynn Painter, guys, I can't help it. But I this year have read about 5 books on my hand. 5 books, and we are 5 months in, so like that's about a book a month. That's crazy for me when I was reading over 100 books in a year like 2 years ago. So our goal is to get back to that, hopefully. But I have 2 books here. These are both highly loved books by Maya, and you guys have definitely heard about both of these on this channel before. There is a third one that we have not talked about, which everybody knows I love, which is Lovely Farms, but I wasn't really feeling Christmassy, so we've got these. First up, The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This book, one of my most prized possessions, one of my favorite books I have ever read in my life. The original book that got me into reading. So this one, high contender. This is like the first book I read before I got back into reading in like 2023. Top tier. Our second option is The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. This, I'm pretty sure, is book 2 technically in the series, but I'm not positive. Of the Mr. Wrong Number, I think, is the first book. I don't know, but this book caught me by surprise once. I read it in one sitting pretty much. We were driving in a car too, so like I started it at home. There's a video on it on my channel about this book. Loved it. There is some annotations in here too, just like pencil in because I had to write stuff, but these are our options. I had to cough again. I don't know which one. This one is definitely smaller and less intimidating. It's only a little over 300 pages, so the actual book is 200 something. This one is a top tier, and I really do want to reread it again, but it's longer. It's closer to 400 pages, about 350 probably of actual pages to read, and it is the beginning of a series, so then I would want to read the series, which we probably should not do right now, but looking at the annotations is just making me want to read it. But this one would be easier. This one, I'm just not so sure if I'm actually gonna love it the same as I did the first time, because this one I've read like 3 times now, and I've liked it the same every time. This one I've only read once. Let's see what the books are telling me. I'm kind of feeling The Love Wager just because of the shortness of it, the quickness, the speed, the pacing. I think that's gonna be our goal. I think we're gonna read this one. I'm back and forth, guys. I don't make decisions. I shouldn't have given myself 2 options. My thing is, little insight. My second tip is a short book or an audiobook. So I could use this one as my short book, but no, I think we're gonna read this as our reread. The Love Wager. I haven't read it in like 2 years. It's been a while. I have annotations in here. I want to see if I like it as much. I think the reason I liked this book was the banter. So in this book, we're following, I'm just going to read the top part here. 2 people make a wager on who can find love first, not realizing that they should be betting on is each other in this romantic comedy. So, pretty sure it's like they're just friends in most of the book, but the banter is just top tier. So that is my first tip, is just reading a reread book. But my second one that goes along with like the whole theme of the video is just having yourself love reading. You know, like don't make it a chore. Don't make it like this big, I need to read to make myself feel accomplished. No, make it like you love it. Like you're reading because you want to read, not because you have to read. So one of those things for me is just setting the mood for reading. So today we're on our beanbag chair. The beanbag is dipping, but we're on the beanbag chair. We've got a blanket, we've got a sweatshirt, we've got a kind of gloomy sky outside, and we've got a hot tea because my throat hurts. I'm gonna turn on some ambient music. I'm gonna read this, and I'm gonna get all cozy, and we're gonna hope that we can get out of this reading slump. And if you're in a reading slump, let's do this together. So, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna try and sit for 30 minutes right here and read for 30 minutes straight. See how much I can get done. And I will update you guys when I am done with my reading for 30 minutes. And I am on chapter 4, page 34. I forgot how much I actually love this book, guys. It has me smiling from page 2. If you want banter, this book, banter to a T. Like the perfect banter ever. My throat hurts so bad. It's not even funny right now. But this, great decision. This book is definitely gonna help. I don't know, something about these characters and just their connection from like the very beginning, like their first scene together in this book. But we are following Jack. His name is Jack, right? Yes, Jack, and it's either Hallie or Haley, whichever way you want to say it. Jack and Haley, they meet at a wedding. Well, they meet somewhere else, but the first scene is at a wedding. It's his sister's wedding from the first book, and she's a bartender, and then we come from there. And now they have met through a different situation, and their banter is just top tier. So far we're off to a great start. I am gonna go lay on my couch and keep reading this for a little while, but I'm not gonna talk to you guys again tonight probably because my throat is absolutely killing me. I do have work tomorrow, so we'll see how much I can get through, but I'm hoping I can finish this in a few days. We'll see though. Again, we're just trying to love reading, so not like timeline. So I'm gonna go on the couch and keep reading this, but definitely remember why I love this book. Guys, I forgot how good a reread can be. Like, hello? I'm having the most fun with this. Like, I just finished schoolwork for the day. I finished work and then schoolwork, and then I was like, I should work on social media stuff. I should get some filming done, some stuff like that. And then I was like, no. Because all I want to do is sit down and read. So far, reading slump is being tackled, okay? It's being defeated. We are winning. I am on page 110. I read some more last night, and then I read some at work, just a little bit at work, and now I'm gonna go lay on my couch, hopefully with my dog, if he'll cuddle with me. Probably not, but we'll see. And I'm gonna keep reading. My goal, I don't know, maybe like 200. We'll see. I've got about an hour and a half before I want to go to bed, so we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna sit, read. I might finish it. I might just get to a certain spot, but I think there's like 289 pages, so I have about 179 pages left. So I'm gonna go read on the couch. Really enjoying it. Again, guys, the banter. Just the banter. The dog's out here. He's being crazy. We are going to read the last like 80 something pages of this. I think I got to page 200 last night. I'm pretty sure that's where I ended at. 200. So, yes, chapter 21. So I'm gonna sit here, literally just finish this book while hanging outside, getting some fresh air. It's good for your mental and physical health as far as I'm aware. So, we have a weird little setup right here, but I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna read this, finish it, tell you guys how I feel. So, let me show you guys my setup because it's kind of funny. So there's Flynn on his bed. There's my tray table with a camera set up with my book and Kindle, and there's my chair. So, stop eating the chair. So that's our setup. So, I'm gonna start reading. Talk to you guys later. Okay, so I don't know how much of that footage is actually gonna stay in this because someone is being terror, as always. He turns 1 next month, guys, and he is still major puppy mode. Yeah, he is, but he's sweet boy. But there's a bug, and he's trying to get it. If he jumps on me, you know why. He was causing chaos in the yard, trying to dig holes, trying to run around, trying to bite my arm off. Because he thinks it's all just play. Thinks everybody just wants to play 24/7, huh? Not like I didn't throw a ball out here with him for like 30 minutes earlier. Me and his grandpa. But I finished the book. And as you guys probably saw. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. This has brought me so much joy. But he's chasing a bug right now. I remember why this is 5 stars. And it stays 5 stars. In my mind and in my heart and in everything. Also, I forgot, there is one of my favorite plots ever. I don't know if they talk about it on the back. Yes, they do. There's fake dating in it. I love fake dating. That's like one of my favorite tropes in the world. Like I don't know, any fake dating books that you guys know, because I have loved almost every one I've read before. This one and Love Light Forms are like my top 2 with fake dating in them. Top 2. So this was a really good idea to try and get out of a book slump because I was so happy. Like I had work to do and instead I came out here and read. So the sun is setting, and for my second little tip on how to get out of a reading slump, I was gonna do, it's supposed to be like short book audiobook vibes, like a short audiobook or just a short book in general, but I don't know if I have any. So we're gonna look on my Kindle and see if I can find one, and if I can't, we might come up with a different rule because I do have another one that I can do. I have 2 other ones that I can do, and I wanted it to be 3, so we'll see. I'm gonna look on here, see if I can find a book. I'm looking in like the 200 page range, so pretty much similar to what this was, which was 200 page range. That's what I'm looking for. A short book that looks like it's in my comfort zone, not like too scary. So I'm gonna go look and see if I can find anything either that I have been looking at before or that is just new that I've never seen and it just looks interesting on my Kindle. It is getting dark though, so the mosquitoes are gonna come out and I don't want to be eaten by bugs, but we'll see. Believe me if I told you guys it's only been like 10 minutes and it's already this dark. I'm about to go inside. I think I figured out what I'm gonna read. I think it's like really short though, like 60 something pages short. So it's by Abby Jimenez. I'm trying to find the other book. There's a book, The Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez is one that I read. It's a short story. Apparently this is the first book in that series, but it's also a part of another series like where multiple authors did novellas, The Improbable Meet Cute, but it's called Worst Wingman Ever. It's part of the Improbable Meet Cute collection, and it's only like 60 something pages, and I'm gonna read it. So I don't know if I'm gonna start it now or not. I don't know if I'm gonna read this series or not because I think all the books are like 60 something. It says, we're gonna deal with the terrible lighting for a second while I tell you what this book is about. If I get a little closer to the camera, it's a bit better. But it says, they're falling in love, yet they've never met. Maybe fate can intervene in a heartwarming what-if short story about new beginnings by the New York Times bestselling author of Yours Truly. Holly is dealing with the impending death of her grandmother and still reeling from a bad breakup. One bright spot, a Valentine's Day card on Holly's windshield. Even if it wasn't meant for her, an amusing mistake soon turns into a lovely exchange of anonymous notes, little acts of kindness, and a growing affection between two strangers. What happens when one of them has to say goodbye? Abby Jimenez's worst wingman ever is part of the improbable meet cute. Okay, yeah, you know what, yeah. So, I'm gonna read that because I love the author, and it's a short little book. So, next tip, read a short book. It's either read a short book or read something by someone that you know you love. Like, you've never really had a negative with them. They've all been 3 stars or above. Because usually, that means it's gonna still be 3 stars or above. Okay, I think this is like the first time you guys have seen me actually wearing a normal outfit in this video. In my defense, I really don't get out of my work clothes and pajamas. Sometimes on the weekends, but I was sick this weekend, so I literally live in pajamas and work clothes. So, hey, I thought I'd get a little dressed up today. I have a little bit of filming stuff to do. So, it is now Wednesday. I keep wanting to say it's the day after. Like, every day I think it's the next day, but whatever. It's Wednesday. So today was my earliest day off of work, which meant I got to get some more content done, which meant I got to do some more reading. I did not film any of reading of the second book for this video. Let me grab my Kindle. I read it last night and this morning before I went to work. It was only like 60 pages, guys. But it was good. I liked it. Definitely just a short book, so like not much to say on it. What's the name of it? Worst Wingman Ever, the Improbable Meet Cute collection. This one was by Abby Jimenez, which is an author I know I love and I trust with my reading, I guess. Just knocked my AirPod on the ground. But this was a really good book. I really enjoyed my time with it. I finished it. It was 60 pages long. I finished it in 2 sittings. Literally, I read it while I was laying in bed last night, and then I read it this morning while I was eating breakfast. Top tier book, guys. So, Abby Jimenez's writing is just one of my favorite authors for romance. B.K. Borson and her are up there. B.K. Borson's higher just because of emotional ties, I think, for me. But both of their writing really great. So, that was a good choice, picking something by an author that I know I'm comfortable with, but also that's really short. So that it's not like, oh my gosh, I need to get into this. Because, like, while I love Abby Jimenez, sometimes just getting into her books can take a lot. Because her books are so deep. Like, when you want a romance, I guess, how do I put this? Romance, when I want a romance, I want different types of romances. I want, like, either rom-com, quick, cutesy, you feel like you're watching a movie just on paper. And then there's deep, in-depth romance. Where it's like, there's so much happening in the background too around these characters that it's more than just their love life, their story, it's their lives. And so Abby Jimenez fits more on that side, and B.K. Borson's fit in the middle, I feel like, where they are a lot more rom-com-y, but they do have that deep in the background. Specific of her books are more so than others, but they can just be very intimidating to get into, even though I love reading them. So off of that topic, that was great for short, but also comfort read, you know? So that was a good choice. Now we are on to the third tip and probably the final book of this video. This tip splits a couple ways. So this is my third final tip. Splits out. First option is continuing a series you're in the middle of in a form. So it can be a romance series where it's just like interconnected standalones, or it could be like an actual series where like you have to keep going. Something that you just, you know, you love the series, you just got into that reading slump and you can't get yourself to pick it up. Now that you've gotten a couple books in, maybe you can get yourself to pick it up. Maybe. Also, that was gibberish, I'm so sorry. But maybe you can. So that's an option. I have 3 books here technically on the stack, and then one that I put back. Where did I put it? That all can fit into that category. And then the other category is just like a new book, something you've never read before, but by an author you know you love, or that you have had on your list of, I really want to read this for like a long time, but you've been too scared to. That's an option. So I have, I think, 5 books sitting here that all fit into this category for me. I have not quite decided which one I'm going to choose yet, but 5 books. There's a pink and red theme going on here, I just noticed. But they're not all different. There's only 2 books in here that are fully different, but they all fit different vibes. So, first up, the one that I know I'm not going to do, Night Me by Tahara Mafi. This is book 3 of the Shatter Me series, and I love this series. I do. Love my time reading it. However, I could not tell you what happened at the end of the last book. So, I fear we might have to do a Shatter Me reread, where I just read through the whole series in a couple videos. If you guys are interested in that, tell me, because I will do it. But I fear we need to reread, so starting this one, not a good idea. So this one, I'm gonna go back, but this would fit into the series if you were in the middle of it and you know what happened. Jumping into that. Then, along the series lines, all 3 of these are technically parts of series. So, these are all romances by 3 different authors. One is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This one is the second book in the Maple Hills series. So it's interconnected standalones following, I think it's a hockey team, isn't it? I believe, yeah, it's a hockey team. So this is book 2. I do know I love him from what I read from him from the last book. Do know I love him. So like that's great. Also, author, I know I liked her book. I know I liked the first book in the series. Could be a win. A little bit intimidating to me though. Don't know why, it just is. And then we've got Abby Jimenez. Yours truly. This is book 2 in the Part of Your World series. I genuinely forgot that I hadn't read this book. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but this is also an option. Liked the first book. Have liked the other books I've read from her since I read the first book in the series. But again, she intimidates me. So I don't know. And then we have Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. I have read the first 2 books in the series. My gosh, I can't talk. First 2 books in the series, and I liked them both a lot. I liked the second one, even though most people didn't like the second one. I like them both. The second one's actually on my nightstand as part of my decorations. But I like the series. It's also a shorter, little bit less intimidating book because her books tend to go by faster. However, these words look very tiny, guys. So I don't know. I have started this book like 3 times and just never gotten past like the first chapter just because it's always I'm trying to get out of a slump and then I never do. But this could fit too. And then the final one we have is a little different. Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. I have read like 3 Holly Jackson books now. Still not the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. Gotta do that this year. But I read the first Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and then I've read, is it 5 Survive? And something else by her. I don't know where they are on my bookshelves. 5 Survive and her newest, well not her newest one, but her last one that came out, it's about the girl. Cannot remember the name. I liked it. I gave it a good rating. Cannot remember the name. If you see it on my shelf, you're allowed to laugh at me. But I have loved all of her other books. She is also a young adult, so it's a little bit, I guess, faster, easier to get into. And also it's thriller. So like, you kind of just get through it faster. But it's a hardback. That's scary in its own way. So like, I'm having a dilemma here. Also, I just remembered I haven't said anything about the bookshelves. Please ignore them. I'm gonna fix them, I promise. But I don't know what to do. Thing is, I looked them all up on Libby and on Kindle. This one, not on any of them. So I'd have to fully read it myself, which is a little bit intimidating for Maya in general. This one, I can't remember if it was on any of them. I think it was on Libby, audiobook. Always a winner. I could listen to it on my drives, you know? Or while I'm doing school, stuff like that. Online stuff, perfect. This one, I don't think was on anything. It was on Kindle, unlimited. So I could read it digitally or physically. This one was on all 3. That is kind of a win because that means I can listen to it 3 different ways. However I'm feeling over this next few days. Because my goal is kind of to be finished by Friday with this video so that I can start up a new video this weekend. So that kind of puts a point towards this one. I'm going to deliberate with myself and my cat and I'll be back when I tell you. Okay, we have a winner. We're going to go with Wildfire. A little bit scary, a little bit intimidating, but I like the fact that I have 3 formats I can read it. Physical, digital, and audio. So, we're going to go with this one. I did read the first page. Sounds interesting. I also read the first page of Yours Truly, though, and it sounded interesting, too. So, these 2 are back and forth, but I think we're going to go with this one. If I'm in it and I'm not really enjoying it too much, we might swap over to Yours Truly, though. But this is going to be our pick for our 3rd and hopefully final book of this series. Guys, I don't know if this video is gonna come out first or if the other one's gonna come out first. I think this one's gonna come out first, so you get a sneak peek. I did my bookshelves. They're cute. Love them. Okay, guys, we're at the end of this video. We did it. Did we get out of a reading slump? I guess we'll have to wait and see what I rated the final book. But let's do a recap of what this video was about. So for the past year, I've been in a reading slump. Alright, I literally calculated it on like Tuesday, or maybe later than that, maybe Thursday. I don't know, one of the T's. And I read, I think, 5 books this year total. And it's May, which is 5 months in. So it's like a book a month. Not even, because I know there were months that I didn't read books. So we wanted to get out of this reading slump so that I can come back to YouTube in all of her glory. And I can read and have fun and have a hobby again that is not work and laying on the couch watching TikToks. So we picked some books. We picked some tips and tricks that I thought might work to get out of a reading slump. Did they work? Let's see. Our first tip was a reread. Something you know you love. Something you've probably given 5 stars, 4 stars. Something you know you enjoyed. Because it can bring back the feeling of reading. How much you love reading. You can remember why. Also, it's not new. So it's not a lot on your brain. You don't gotta do a lot of thinking. You probably remember what happened, or at least know enough to just piece things together. Them to click in your head. This book, 5 stars for me. The Love Voyager by Lynn Painter. This book is like if you want to watch just a classic rom-com, like one of the traditional, original rom-coms. Banter, top tier. Love this book. This is one of my favorite books by her, and I stand by that fact, okay? Go pick it up. This one, 5 stars. Made me remember why I loved reading. There are clips of me giggling, reading this book, kicking my feet, giggling. This one definitely helped with getting that feeling of wanting to read back. Because whenever I finished it, I was like, oh, it's over. Why is it over? I want to go again. So then I said, okay, let's pick a short book. Novella, something small. I was thinking 200 pages. I went with 60 pages. I got my Kindle out, laid on my couch while I ate my cereal for breakfast, and I read Worst Wingman Ever by Abby Jimenez, and it was so cute. Definitely short and sweet. 60 pages exactly, I think, on Kindle. Read it in about 30 minutes, maybe a little longer, but 30 minutes. Definitely touches on sad things, okay? Hard-hitting topics in here. Grief, death. She's a hospice nurse, so like that's the whole thing. But it's just literally about a cute little meet cute. You get to see these 2 characters meet and see them interact, and it's adorable. Loved it. This one gave good vibes. I think I gave it 3 stars just because it's a short little novella, but it was good. That was great. And then it was finally the stepping out of your comfort zone point, where it's not really stepping out of your comfort zone, but it's like new. Pick something new, something you've never read before, by an author you love, or by a part of a series that you're already in, that you know, you remember what's happening in the series. Romance series are good for that, which is what I went with. And I picked Wildfire, the second book in the Maple Hills series by Hannah Grace. And this one, we're following Russ and Aurora, and they have a one-night stand, and then find out they are both working at the same summer camp together. So you have all the summer vibes, and honestly, that's what I needed. It put me in like a great mood altogether, summer vibes wise. So you're following them as they're both camp counselors at the summer camp. There is found family. There are puppies and dogs and all of the galore. There are 2 different types of found families, because you've got Russ's original hockey team, and then you've also got the team at the summer camp, which is great. Friendships. There's daddy problems in this book, a lot of daddy problems on both sides. But things are fixed, things are not fixed. There's drama, there's yearning, there's secrets. It's so cute. I think I'm gonna give this book 4 stars. I finished it last night at work. I think there's a clip of me reading at work actually while I was cleaning toys, because my client canceled. So I just cleaned, because you have to have 2 people in the building when there's a kid. So I was just cleaning, and I listened to my audiobook while I cleaned, and I finished it, and I loved it. It's so cute. I love Russ, okay? Like, I knew I liked him from the first book, but like, I love him. And she is so cute too. Love her vibes. They're both sweet. So, this top tier book. Also, they already kind of announced well, I know the guy who the 3rd book is about, but they also kind of introduced us to the girl I think that the third book's about. So that one I'm very excited about. It actually matches my outfit, so it's cute. But 4 stars, which means I think we're out of our reading slump. 1, I read 3 books this week without feeling like I had to read 3 books this week. Like, yeah, I had to for this video, but at the same time, if I didn't, this video just wouldn't have happened. Like, it's how it is. There's so many videos that I've scrapped on this channel, but I wanted to read them. So that was great. And then also the fact that we ended with a new read being 4 stars is also great. So I think we are officially out of our reading slump, guys. You guys are gonna have to tell me if these skills worked for you, okay? These little tips worked. But we ended up with a 3-star, a 5-star, and a 4-star. That's not bad. Yes, one of them was a reread, so it only kind of counts. But I think we're back, guys, because I think I'm gonna sit and do a 24-hour read slump this week. Is that a great idea to do after you get out of a reading slump? No. But I'm gonna do it anyways because I want to. And that's all that matters, is that Maya wants to. So these are our books that we read. Cute color palette, also, might I add. Loving the summer colors. But hopefully you guys can use these tips that I gave you for this video to help you get out of your reading slumps. Hopefully you enjoyed my chaos and whatever this video comes out to be. And I hope you guys like, subscribe, comment down below if you're out of your reading slump, what books helped you get out of your reading slump, and if you've read any of these 3 that I've read and what your thoughts are. But I will see you all in the next video. Bye.